Okay guys, so this is what we're making today. I don't know what to call it yet. Let me know in the description box what you want to call it. But super cute, super fun and easy to create. And so yeah, let's get started. Okay, my friends, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to gather our supplies. I took the liberty of cutting everything already to what size we need. So we're going to need a 12 by 12 inch paper. And that's your A part, that's your base. The lid is measured at 7 5/8 by 8 1/2. And then the separator is 6 by 8 7/8. So we're going to start with our A part. The A part, okay. So at the width side, so this is, sorry, this is the height. At the height side, which means this is the orientation of your paper, you're going to score at 1, 3, 9, and 11. You're going to score, and then you're going to turn your paper, and you're going to score at, you're going to turn your paper like this. You're going to score at 2, 6, lightly score on 8 because you're not going to fold that. That's just a marker. And then at 11. Okay. You're going to set that aside. Next, you're going to get your lid part. And the lid portion is this one. And for the lid portion, we're going to score at 3/8 of an inch. So at the 7 5/8 side. 7 5/8. You're going to start at 3/8 of an inch, 4 1/2, and 6 5/8. So make sure that the orientation of your paper is like this if you are intending on it's facing that way, the orientation, okay? Then you're going to turn it around, and the orientation is like this. And at the 8 1/2 inch side, you're going to score at 1 inch on both sides. So 1 inch and 7 1/2. We're going to set that aside. This is our separator. 6 inches by 8 7/8. So at the 6 inch mark, you're going to score at, sorry, this is how I oriented it. At the 6 inch mark, you're going to score at 3 1/2. You're going to turn, and you're going to turn it at the 8 7/8. And you're going to score 1 1/2 on both sides. Okay, so this is your orientation right here. This is the 8 7/8 side, and this is the orientation when you score. Okay, so now that we have all the pieces scored, we are going to process them, starting from your part A. This is your part A, my friend. Okay. Part A, like this. So this is your 2, 6, lightly scored 8, and 11. And this is your orientation. Just like that. Okay. So we're going to burnish. Burnish your paper. Do not burnish the 8 inch side because that's just a marker. So don't burnish that. That's just a marker. I like to put those markers, but I do like to tell you where to score and not to score. Then you burnish, or where to burnish and not to burnish. And then you're burnishing on the both sides, 1 and 3. So remember that the side panel is 2 inches. The front is 2 inches as well. Okay. Next is we're going to cut here. You're going to cut this. This is your front. See? And you're going to do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to create tab marks. You're going to create tabs. Do the same for this side. Tab. I chose to do black paper because I feel like it's hard for people to see with my white background, you know? So this is what it looks like right here. This is what it looks like right here. This is going to be Cut right here. This is ultimately what we want it to look like. Just like that. This is your reinforcement. It's just, this is to make sure that we have a sturdy project. Cut right here. And this one is your reinforcement. Make sure you have your glue gun ready, your adhesive ready. And then this one is, this is your tab. Okay. And then this one you are going to cut right here. So my friend, this is what it's going to look like. This is your reinforcement, so it closes just like this. These are your tabs that you're going to put glue. Let me start closing the reinforcements because this is a reinforcement as well. Okay, so this, going to close it up. Close up your reinforcements first so it doesn't bother you, but it makes the project sturdy. Okay, so now we have this piece, and then you're going to put glue right here on both sides. Same with the other one. Just like that. And next, this goes right here, this goes right here. I mean, my suggestion is to put it inside so that it doesn't show. Just like that. Okay, that's my suggestion for you. Put it inside. This one, you're going to cut from here to here. That's why you have your mark. So you're going to cut it first. Just a diagonal. That's what's going to look like. Do the same. The same right here, going down. Just like that. And then you're going to close it up just like that. I have not had some good luck on choosing my glue gun recently. It's been a mess. So right there, make sure you put it on the inside so it doesn't look bad. Same with here, you're gonna put the glue on the inside. I mean, Sure Bonder has been reliable for me, but not recently. I don't know what's going on. I've used it for years, but not recently. So just like that. So now we have, this is your part A, which is your base. So you're going to set this aside, my friend. Now we're going to work on your lid portion. Okay, so the lid part, we're going to burnish everything. And the 3/8 part, that's your reinforcement right here. That's your reinforcement. So you know what we do with reinforcements, right? Okay, so for reinforcements, we cut them just like that, and then we glue. This is your front portion, the front lid, the flap that closes. Okay, next, cut that, cut that. So we're cutting all this. This is one sturdy project, I tell you. You're gonna cut it like that, intact, tab and tab. So I'm gonna do a pause give you time to take a look at the pieces. This is what's going to attach to your base. If you look right there, this is what's going to attach to your base. Okay, my suggestion is you do this. Just like that. So we're going to cover this. If you want to put stitching, please, you know, feel free to do that. But this is what's going to happen right here. We're going to glue this. Expect that there's going to be a little, because the lid is bigger than your, the lid is bigger. So I'm going to put a mark right here. I think this is centered. Just like that. And then I'm going to put glue. Make sure it's centered. Just like that. If you want to put stitching, my suggestion is you put stitching first before you put it together. I'm going to put stitching on my decorative area. But if you are going directly and you're not doing a 110-pound cardstock, you're going directly with your pattern paper, my suggestion is you stitch it before you assemble. Cut, and then put all your parts, but stitch it first. And this is going to close just like this. See? Just like that. And then the separator will be like this. You're going to score. The height of the separator, my friend, is 3.5 inches. This is what it's gonna look like. Okay, you're gonna tab it. You're gonna tab on the narrower, and this is gonna go on the inside piece, inside portion, like this. You see it? I mean, you feel free to add more like separators if you wanted to. I'm okay without additional separators, but feel free to add additional if you are so inclined to do so. I'm just adding it right here and adding a little bit more glue. And this would stick right here. Just like that. And then what I do is I just let this, I don't attach it just yet until I have my decorative portion, because I want to decorate this. So this is what we have so far. See? Get a peekaboo kind of thing. And then this one, this portion, I mean, it's up to you. If you want it plain black, you can. I like to put some decorative elements, not just like the decorative paper, but it does help because it helps with making it extra sturdy. So I am going to teach you how to put the back pocket, which is like a flap. So for that, that's optional. That's why I didn't discuss it initially. That back pocket is 9 by 4.5. So let me get a 9 by 4.5 paper. Again, this is optional. You're going to need 9 by 4.5. So I have a 4.5 by 12. You cut that. So this is 9 by 4.5. At the 9-inch mark, you're going to score at half, 1, and 1.5 on both sides. Half, 1, 1.5, And then at this side, at the 4.5 inch side, you're going to score at 1 inch on the bottom. Let me show you how to process that. So you're going to score. This is what it looks like. Just like that, like an accordion fold. And this goes right here. And this, you cut like this, diagonal, down, diagonal, up. So this is what it's going to look like. And then you're folding that like that, and you're folding it just like this. It's going to be a tall order, so just negotiate with your paper. I try to cut a little sliver, very little sliver, just for it to close properly. Just like that. This one, it helps if you, because my paper is so thick, if it's just regular paper, then it shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to cut a sliver because it doesn't fold very well. So with this, you see it's perfect. And then you put glue on both sides. And then you do this. Close it up. I think I added a lot of glue, so be careful with that. And then your pocket is assembled, and feel free to put it just right here. It should nestle perfectly. And then this one I tend to cover. I would cover that with decorative paper. It's up to you if you want it plain or if you want to use your cardstock directly. I personally like to use 110-pound cardstock first before I do anything else. Just like that. Okay, next we're going to do the handle on the top and on the side. Okay, my friends, so for the handles, you're going to need, what I do is, I love using the faux leather from the Dollar Tree. This is what I have right now. I do take time to process them because I attach them to just paper so that I can manage them very well. It's up to you if you want to use paper. If you're going to be using paper, you're going to need 1.5 by 6 inch strip. And then you're going to score at the 1.5 side, you're going to score at 3/4 and you're going to fold it because you want it to be sturdy. If you're doing the leather kind of technique, the leather plus the paper, you're going to need 3/4 by 6. And again, if you're going to do the paper method, if you want to use your cardstock, this you're going to need 1/2 inch by 3 inches. And then at the 1/2 inch mark, you're going to score at 1/4. So essentially your output is 1/4 by 3, and this is going to be on the side panel right here. I like the look of leather on these projects. That's why I do them. But if you don't like the look of leather and you prefer something else, please, you're more than welcome to use the paper portion or the paper option for the handles. Another thing is you can, for the feet, for the bottom part, I used these, let me show you. I use these like rolling things from Temu that I got. I originally got them from Amazon, which is a little bit more expensive. I'm going to try to link in the description box if it's still available. But the Temu option is so much cheaper. Like the Amazon version, the Amazon option was like $28, something crazy. But the Temu one is so much cheaper. So I'm going to try to link that for you. It doesn't, you know, the rolling portion is optional. However, if you don't want to buy the rolling feet, you can use beads. You can just use your beads that you get from the Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby. It just gives a little bit more height. So this is what it looks like. I've decorated the inner portion, and again, that is not that is optional. You don't have to do that if you don't feel like doing it. but I feel like it looks so much better when you do it. And especially when it's stitched, because that's my favorite portion. If it's stitched, then it looks so much better. So when I come back, I'm gonna have all of these covered, so that you're gonna see the finished product. But this is essentially, if you don't want to see that, this is essentially the project itself, how it's gonna be constructed. I haven't assembled it yet because I want to put some decorative pieces on it first before I assemble them. So if you want to stay tuned for that, but this is like the end of like the tutorial portion. It's just, I want to show you how I put it together and what paper I'm going to use to make it happen. Okay. My friend, before I forget, I wanted to give you the measurements. If you are planning on doing the decorative area, the decorative piece, I already measured it for you, so you just have to cut the paper yourself. Just make sure that the orientation is correct. So the width is 5 7/8 by 1 7/8. For this inside part, you don't have to cover everything, I don't think. But this one in the back is 5 by 7/8 by 2. I would do the same amount of coverage when it comes to on the inside. Okay. This pocket, to cover this, it's 5 7/8 by 3 1/4. This one and this one is the same as this, which is 6 3/8 by 4 and 6 3/8 by 2. This on the side, it's this down portion right here is 3 7/8 by 1 7/8. And this top part, the height, I think, wait, let me make sure. The height is 3 inches. So the height is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. So you're going to cut 2 7/8. It's going to be a square, and then you're just going to cut it at an angle. So that's what you're going to do. And then you're going to be able to cover it. I want to show you guys that this is the measurement for your decorative piece. So you can do that first and then go from there. Okay.